Welcome back, guys. We're back with a new video today, and we're gonna start off with a couple explosions. Explosions. Gotta be our attention because today we do have some breaking news to report. I tried to actually recording this video in the beginning. I was doing an awful job on some things, and you know what? I decided to re-record it and actually get it better because three things just happened right now. One, I want to talk about the UFC press conference being actually really horrible now. Giving it a 3 out of 10. No highlights. Nothing going on. The only thing between that animosity between Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett. But that's pretty much it. That's all we got. And Derek Lewis with his one-liners. Sugar Sean being really flat on the mic again. Sonya Dawn just being cool. I mean, and Natalia Silva and Rose, you just know there's just no really big hype to it, except Natalia Silva looks amazing. She looks very beautiful. You know, she is the UFC crush right now. And that's pretty much it. I mean, John Silva and Arnold Allen did have a little bit back and forth banter between the two autistic guys on the stage. But beside that, I mean, but the first thing first I want to get with is that, well, my picks actually went through the window, but it's because obviously something drastic just happened. Cameron Smotherman. I won't show too much of this video because I do feel bad. I just feel bad, but you could just tell in this moment he passed out. I'm gonna stop there because I don't want to go too in depth with it. But sending prayers first because honestly, that's still his life. The cut weight must have been huge because he was cutting out bantamweight. And you know what? I had him picked, but hopefully he made weight. That's the only positive out of any of this. But in all reality, this just kind of shows the brutality and the ruthlessness of how the weight cuts can be. And this is something that need to be addressed. And we know this has always been a problem, but this is the first time that I've seen in a very, very long time someone passing out on stage for fainting. So usually it's always backstage or something happened like Brian Ortega situation where they had to call the whole ambulance. And he still ended up fighting. Crazy. But Smotherman is completely out. He literally had a seizure on the stage. And that's just not something that obviously fighters' health is always priority. They're not getting paid a lot. You know, that's a whole different topic with Justin Gaethje and Daniel Cormier and with Dana White, the whole situation about the fighters' pay, Paramount deal. These are guys' life are on the line. And this is actually shocking to see because I literally just got back home and I saw that and I was like, holy shit. Like, not a great start to the Paramount saga, right? Like, one of your fighters literally passed out. And hopefully it's not a foreshadow of the company or anything, but that's just not good signs. As well as two people missing weight. Deiveson Figueiredo and Alex Perez both missing weight. This is something that obviously Alex Perez is kind of been out for a very long time. You can already put in all your chips with Johnson, but this is actually somehow insane for Deiveson Figueiredo. And the real reason I bring this up is because Deiveson Figueiredo used to fight at 125. He used to always struggle to get down there. He was a big dude. But I'm guessing for this weight cut, I think he probably put in a little bit too much muscle. And it was just going to be too much to cut the weight against Umar. And both of them obviously are forfeiting 25% of their purse. Which we could always go down and debate, like, how much is actually reasonable, especially at this professional level. This is a bad look. We already had 3 fighters, 1 make weight and passed out, and 2 completely missing weight at a very high level. Fortunately, both of them are not on the main card, which is actually insane for Figgy and Umar not being the main card. But that's not, today's topic about it. So, crazy things just happening on right now. And this is just today, right? The first card of the year. We already had a canceled bout between Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison. Insane stuff is going on. And, well, would just have to see what's happening moving forward. Because Davison Figueiredo, obviously, you missed weight from 135. If you lose, are you going to go up to 145? That's going to be even harder opponents. Or are you going to stay at 135? Personally, that's something that he himself has to talk about with his team. And Alex Perez, look, he's already in the tail end of his career. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. You lose this fight, you got to cut it. This just, obviously, I don't know about their financial issues, how hungry they are, but they're both older. They're not getting any younger. And missing weight at this type of level and this point of your career is just kind of early signs of saying, like, hey, man, like, either you're not disciplined enough, you're injured, or your body literally just cannot go down there anymore. Those are years you're cutting off. Those are liver problems you're going to have. These are things like you don't really think about. And honestly, I think if they would have made weight, they would have been knocked out because there's just so much dehydration that's going through in their body to put themselves through just to make this, especially if you think about 2.5 is still a lot. If it was a pound, I'd been like, all right, 2, all right, kind of 2.5, it's getting close to 3. And granted, they have to make to 136 and 126, right? They're giving them a pound of leisure, right? But they went above it, So very interesting what's going to happen tomorrow. I think this just pretty much adds more to the odds. Unfortunately for Smotherman, he's completely out. That's one of my picks that's completely just cut. But I do send prayers and everything that his family, they're okay. He's okay. He's able to recover and fight soon. But I would really 100% consider, like, you got to have to either move up a weight class or do something different. Okay, we can't be having this. It's just too dangerous. My bad. Weight cuts are already in danger for people's lives in general, and that's something that we've always talked about. You've always heard about through Joe Rogan and other fighters talking about how even the way ONE FC does it with a hydration clause, they have a certain amount of body percentage that's able to allow you to cut if you're able to make the weight cut, and to have a certain amount of pounds within that area, which I think that should be it moving forward. Right? It's just insane that everybody always said, like, this is the maximum weight you're supposed to be when you're fighting. And it's not. No one goes in there weighing 155, 170, 135, 145, 205, 180, 185, right? No one goes in there weighing that weight. Everybody's either 10 to 15 to 20 pounds heavier, right? Alex Pereira used to cut down to 185. We all know how insane. He used to weigh off season at 225 to 235. He is literally cutting an entire limb out of his body to make weight, just so that his next day he is back up to 200 plus pounds. But then he got exposed, getting knocking out. It's been obviously deeper in the history of the sport. It's something that you just cannot move on. But that is something that I like to see moving forward. It's like something we can do to change these rules. All right, we got to start implementing something for the health of these fighters. And moving on, fortunately, all the other fighters did make weight. All right. Patty was coming in a pound less. Justin Gaethje coming in right at the limit. Patty, obviously, you already know, fights. He is off season. He bulks up a lot. That's why he can't take last minute. And him pushing to have Ilya, like, you have to wait for me until June, July. We're not fighting in April. Like, who are you to make those claims, right? You're not the undisputed champion, right? Ilya's going through something that's obviously personal through a divorce. But, bro, you don't call the shots. You fight whenever the champ is ready. You're just a placeholder at this point. You're fighting to be a placeholder, right? Justin wouldn't make those claims. He would fight in April. Guarantee you. 100% he would fight in April. But hey, look, we'll see what happens tomorrow. For the rest of the fight cards, everybody made weight. Everybody's in shape. And now we just got to really start thinking about the one thing I didn't want to talk about. press conferences. It's over. It's done. Honestly, there was literally nothing in the press conference that made me want to sit and watch the entire 30 minutes. Most of the time, I was actually spending on my phone because there's nothing intriguing about it. There's no good questions. The journalism is pretty much dead. I mean, you could even go back and see all the highlights that UFC has placed. There's nothing. There's really, back then, dude, they was fucking show like entire minutes between it. But just autism, man. Straight up. It's fun, but she's the one who won our hearts. You know, Talia Silva, shout out to her. She's probably going to fight for the belt next as soon as she beats Rose Namajunas. But what I was trying to show is this. All right. A lot of these fighters and highlights. Look at the comments. Look at these comments. Dana, what was that question? I mean, you couldn't even tell. This is like pretty much the highlight. Dana really does not care for these press conferences. The most highlight I would bring up is this towards the end. When...
What's my take on what? On Armin's media tour the past week and everyone saying blitz the last Dana, what's your take on Armin's media blitz the last week and people saying that it was the biggest thing in UFC the past week? What's my take on what? On Armin's media tour the past week and everyone's saying it's the biggest thing in fighting right now.
He's asking you.
I haven't seen it.
He's asking you why Armin's trying to be like me, going around eating food, and it's because he's got no personality and he's a little.
You could just tell Dana's already clocked out, man. And Patty obviously is trying to do his best to get the crowd on his side and build this beef between him and Armin. But it's so much talk, and yet Patty does not want to fight against Armin. You could just tell. Now, I'm not saying he's a counter. It's just he just knows that's a harder fight than against Justin. Right? Personally, I think Armin is the best lightweight in the world, second to Ilya. But I could also be proven wrong by it. This press conference just really just was not good. Even just like the way John Silva and Arnold Allen, like, you could just tell how many minutes each fighter had. Just animosity right here. This dude looks like Rasputin.
Fuck if you're gay.
Cara, só tem que se preocupar mesmo comigo quando...
It's just like so funny. It's two guys. There are guys literally who are like in the same spectrum, and they're fighting. And Arnold Allen looks like he just doesn't want to be there. John Silva is trying to hype things up. He looks like a video game character. The only thing I do not like about John Silva is his emotional ways. Like, look at this.
Deixa eu pegar essa porra aí, cara.
I get it, overrun by emotions, but I don't know why they had the belt in front of him. I guess the promo is like trying to show, like, you know, if he wins, he's gonna be fighting for the belt next, or he's hunting for the belt. It's just very weird because it's like you're ranked number 10, and you shouldn't have fought another one, someone above you. It should have been someone below you, but we'll see. I mean, very autistic behavior. But at least that's what these kids are saying today. I guess those are the highlights. it's just kind of breaking news that's been going on right now. And I'll see you on the next video. And we'll be streaming about the fights going on tomorrow, and hopefully everything goes well. And we'll see how the picks go. One of them is already out, so if you already had that chosen, I'm sorry to say. But the UFC definitely has a problem with the press conference, and the journalism, the questions are just not good. Dana White, you already saw he was in a sweater. No, even the comments are just saying like, dude just does not want to be there anymore. But we'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Have a good day. Be safe. Be warm out there in the Midwest and East Side if you're out in the snow. But y'all take care. Bye.